Okay, this is a video diary. I went to church and I had told some people about the situation and asked them if there was anything that they could do. So, this particular person I talked to years back visiting this church that I came back to, and I witnessed him. This is part of the emotional abuse that they have these enlist these people in being a part of. And the secret people that look like the Secret Service, they were there again. So you would think on my more emotional or bad days, this they would lay off a little bit. No, they elevate it. They elevate the experience to make the torture even worse. It gets worse when those days that I'm emotional and I'm more upset. So I know that people wouldn't believe. I haven't even really touched the surface of the all of the experiences because they're just not believable. So I just really have not went into the extreme of these events that these people are involved in. So it looked like the Secret Service people were there again. That's who drugged me out of Ibach and threw me on the concrete. They look like Secret Service people. They had the little mic and everything. And this pastor, it's a big church, but he's not typically guarded like that. And I don't know what's going on, so I'm not saying that they're not his staff. I just hadn't seen that before. I saw it at IBOC, the Secret Service people, which I'm sure people didn't believe. And then they drugged me out the church begging for my life and then threw me on the concrete. So I've been begging for my life a long time. And, I just moved on, with my day the best way I could. I was able to watch the grief share. And I decided that I'd just look at some comedy, comedy on Hulu. You pay for Hulu. And this is going on. This is playing. And you could just say, just no big deal. No big deal. It's just a little issue. Technical issue playing like the grief share. That I pay for Hulu. I pay for Hulu. It's not free. Well, here's the thing. This has been going on weeks. It's not just today. And in fact, it's not been going on weeks, years. Because I had Hulu before. And I called Hulu, whoever was on my phone, the counterfeits. And they covered for it. So it was no use to me having the Hulu if whatever was going on that would prevent me from watching movies and weird things were happening with the Hulu. And my favorite shows I couldn't watch on Hulu. So I called Hulu and I said, should this show be available? My favorite shows, because they pick you apart. They know everything about you. Sit on your phone. I do believe they observed me on camera footage. I believe that there's probably cameras in here. And I won't go into detail about why I believe that, but I do believe that they watch everything, they listen to everything, and they want me to know I'm being stalked. They don't hide it from me. They just they don't want other people to know they're really doing it. So anyway, to make a long story short, I called Hulu and they covered for it, and I just got upset and just decided not to use Hulu. The girl that's doing my hair is still playing games. When I was waiting on the person from church, she was calling and texting, and and then when I was waiting on them, so I didn't respond. So then I started texting her back, and then she gave me an excuse this time, but it's been going on before. She said that her phone was cracked, and I didn't give her my YouTube channel. She probably has it. So she's been doing this. So I'm just gonna go to someone else. But anyway, so she's saying that her phone's cracked now, and that's why she's not responding. So she'll engage in a conversation like a multitude of other people and then won't respond to what she engaged in. So we have all this other chaos going on, and even preventing me from watching Hulu that I'm paying for. Like I said, this went on years. So I got frustrated and just canceled it. So the reason why I say it's torture is just a lot of events. Like, for example, they would have people overcharge me. I just don't really want to go into a lot of detail because it's not believable. People would keep my change and then start arguments with me and then tell me not to come back, try to keep my change, humiliate me, argue with me. He'd have people, I believe that they had people call and start arguments like these MetroCare staff. Multitude of people would call and deliberately start arguments. So I started really guarding myself to prevent me from having access to these people that, would not have adequate integrity to be bought off to call and start arguments deliberately for emotional distress from me. So I tried to, distance myself from people that would engage in activity like that. So then I tried to be around more church people, and I didn't find them so much starting arguments deliberately, but they would engage in conversations and then disregard me. They'll text, open up a text, and then not respond. They ask me a question and then or engage in conversation and then not respond. And I believe that that is a form of abuse. So the reason why I'm doing this video diary, not only do I have to go through all the other chaos, I'm trapped in them controlling what I view. And they would get so furious that they shut my phone off. If I looked at the wrong thing, they wanted to make it a point and just shut my phone off, period. And how do we know that? Because they were there at AT&T waiting, preventing me from reporting it to AT&T. I have multiple different reports they want to investigate. They would get so furious, they just cut my whole service off. They have the power to abuse. Why not? Whoever was at this church, if that was really his bodyguards, whoever that was, I don't know what was going on at IBOC, whatever Secret Service person looked like it was, drugged me out of IBOC and threw me on concrete. So I have, like I said, asked for safety in my life, which people didn't regard my life. But do you think maybe a stalker don't need to be sending his Secret Service people to the church? And if his Secret Service is protecting the stalker and assisting in stalking a woman and victimizing her, targeting her, you think, are you safe? Are you safe? If the Secret Service and the police department and all these people let a car speed up and hit a child because to cover for a stalker and to help assist in this stalker abusing and victimizing a party, a stalker that's controlling the government, are you safe? I said this before COVID. So anyway, I don't know what else to say. I can only expose my experiences. And apparently everybody thinks that they're safe with this stalker running the government. They thought that before COVID. And, I just consistently keep getting ignored. So I'm not able to watch the Hulu. So I guess I'll move on and do something else. I'm getting robbed once again.